done this video twice, and both times were over 10 minutes, and I couldn't upload it. So I'm going to go through super fast and try to get you all the information in less than 10 minutes. So here we go. The first day, we did 1 point perspective. 1 point perspective uses one vanishing point. You start with a shape, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. That flat shape, like a slice of bread or a cracker, that flat shape now sliding back in space towards one singular vanishing point. When we talk about perspective, it's the angle that we are looking at the thing. So my perspective on the bedroom, your perspective on the kitchen of the living room, that's one thing looking at it. So whether you're doing 1 point or 2 point perspective, all of the objects will use the same vanishing points because it's from your perspective. For example, if we've got a book and a file of crackers, these are all going to use the same vanishing point, somewhere here-ish, because it's your perspective looking at it in the same manner. 2 point perspective, if we rotate it and you're starting with that corner or that edge, these also will use the same vanishing point over here and the same vanishing point over here. The biggest difference is 1 point perspective uses that flat face and slides that flat shape back in space. 2 point perspective starts with that corner and slides that corner off on this side to two different vanishing points. Okay. Lost what I was going to say. Today, now I'm going to keep reviewing. So 1 point perspective, we practiced objects and inside a building, like larger than us, looking into it. 2 point perspective, we did the same thing. We practiced objects and then we practiced being inside a room looking into that corner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back, watch the videos. The videos do work. Watch them all the way through. I know they're 10 minutes each, but going step by step will help you. Okay. Now today, our goal is 8 letters. Okay. Now my name happens to be 10 letters, so I just did my whole name because I wasn't going to be Dane Bost. We're going to start with 1 point perspective. Now you can see the scribbly little letters. Do not just write normal lined letters. We are starting with bubble letters. They should be bold, they should be wide, so that when we slide them back in space, they do become forms. Okay, so I started by just writing my name in big, ugly, sloppy bubble letters. After I did my big bubble letters, I connected all of the corners to the vanishing point. Because this is 1 point perspective, there's only one vanishing point. Because this is in perspective, it is only from our perspective, or my perspective as I drew it. And so I connected all of them to the same vanishing point. In 1 point perspective, everything goes to the same vanishing point. Now, I do not yet have a ruler at my desk, and I was too lazy to get up and find one, so I took a piece of mail. Okay, so you can use whatever you would like as a straight edge, but I highly suggest using a straight edge. And so we can check the bottom of the D, see that angle right there, as it slides back in space, goes towards the vanishing point. The N goes towards the vanishing point. Even things below the horizon line, the letter O goes towards the vanishing point. There it is. The letter S goes towards the vanishing point. The letter T goes towards the vanishing point. Okay, so as it slides back in space, it goes towards the vanishing point. Cool. I can't see if you're nodding, but hopefully you're like, oh yeah, totally, Ms. D. 2 point perspective. Now the big difference between 1 and 2 point perspective is 1 point we're looking at the front face of the letter, and 2 point perspective we're looking at that front corner of the letter. Now that front corner might be a little bit stranger if it's the letter S or O. So I would suggest maybe starting with the square letter. I think the letter E and the letter H are really good places to start. Okay, so letter D. I started with a vertical line. I connected the top, that's the top, and the bottom of that vertical line all the way over towards this vanishing point, and then I did the same thing for the other side, the top and the bottom of that vertical line all the way over to that vanishing point. Because it is, in fact, 2 point perspective, I have connected it to 2 vanishing points. 1 point perspective is 1 vanishing point. 2-point perspective is 2 vanishing points. That's everything. Okay. When I slid that line, you can see all of my letters, the top of the letters, and all of the bottom of the letters sit on that line. So I've given myself essentially a file of crackers, right? I've got that vertical line there, and then I've got it going out to the side and then off to this side. I give myself a file of crackers, and from that file of crackers, I started carving away each of the letters. Before I started carving the letters, I drew vertical lines to separate each of the letters so I knew how big all of them were going to be. Now there's a right way to do it. I did not do it the right way. I eyeballed it. As beginners, we're going to eyeball it, okay? So, just like the Pokemon picture a while ago, you know that things really far away are a lot smaller, and you know that things are closer to you appear bigger. So, kind of using that, kind of eyeballing how I wanted my letters to get smaller in width, all the way across and back in space. I added those vertical lines, I separated them all, and then I went back through and I drew the letters inside those files I created. So, the letter D was very simple and very boring. I just drew the letter D. The letter E was a little bit more complicated. Okay, so it's got these horizontal lines here. So I took this horizontal line and I connected it to this vanishing point. This horizontal line to this vanishing point. This horizontal line to this vanishing point. Because it is on this side and this whole wall is sliding towards this vanishing point, as this face slides away, it's going towards this vanishing point. Now, after I cut out and I drew the letter E, I knew that that top little ledge, as it slides away, is actually sliding in that direction, so I connected it to that vanishing point. So you can see this line goes here, but that line goes there. Yeah, and I did the same thing at the bottom. That horizontal line, as it slides back in space in that direction, it connects to this vanishing point. A straight edge is so important. Draw your vanishing points. Use a straight edge. If you don't have an envelope, newspaper, you can use an edge of a pencil. You could just take a piece of paper and just fold a piece of paper, and that will give you a stiffer edge. But please use a straight edge, because otherwise, not only will your letters be wonky, but then all of your angles will be wonky and they'll get twisted. Use a straight edge. And draw lightly, because you're going to erase. Okay. So for the letter H, same thing. I've got a vertical line, vertical line, vertical line, vertical line. As the cross section of the H slides over in space, it's towards this vanishing point. The bottom of that belt goes towards the vanishing point, right? And then it's very little, but now that top corner goes over towards this one, and that bottom corner goes over towards that one. Okay. I've also posted pictures of both of these into the Google Classroom so that you can see them and kind of see where my head was at. I spent about 30 minutes on each of my drawings. Okay. Now, you only need 8 letters. So Dane Bostill was 10. It's great to practice. I like doing my name. You could do your name. If you don't want to do your name, you could do ILOVEMSD. You love me. Okay. You can do a phrase or a quote or just words or just letters if you just want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Practice letters. It will get easier. Watch the demo videos from yesterday and the day before. Go on YouTube, watch more, and email me if you have questions. Stop by my office hours. Let me know what I can do to help. I will talk to you guys soon. Wash your hands. Have a good day. Bye.